This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 689. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus it's the finale of my Into an interview with singer-songwriters Daniel G. Harmon and Kai Alfred Hillig. And what's going on with the Antarctica ice conundrum? Oh, that's a big word. Mike's Daily Podcast. I think there's about 50 N's in there and a couple of U's. And, you know what I heard? Mike's Daily Podcast. That yesterday I was talking to Benita and she said she's going to pose nude for horses. And then I was going to be taking a couple of courses on how to draw the people that are naked in those art classes. I think I'm dead with this song today. I can't think of Mike's Daily Podcast any more lyrics. Except, oh yeah. So I was going to tell you about the time with Basil the Boxer. Mike's and Daily I drive all night. Podcast. Take her home. Yeah! The story of my life. Sorry, I got sidetracked by One Direction. So, yeah, Basil the Boxer and I were in a issue where we were walking at a park here close to Podcastro Valley, California, called the Oyster Bay Regional Shoreline. And we were walking along, and it said there had been a sign that said you could have your dog off leash. So I had Basil off leash, and then all of a sudden there's these police officers, and I get a ticket for having him off leash. So on Wednesday, almost a week ago, I was at the courthouse to protest this ticket, and I get there and I don't see the police officers anywhere. So I'm thinking, everybody's been telling me, oh, the police officers won't show, and, well, they did show up. I didn't recognize them because usually, you know, they're wearing those big bulletproof vests and they've got on these big sunglasses. They look like Terminator a little bit, so I don't recognize them. So I'm sitting there, and you have to sit. It's total people's court. You sit at these desks, and there's these microphones that are in your face. And the policeman set up the situation, and then you have time to cross-examine them, and then you make your statement, and they can cross-examine you. And I think that's how the whole legal process works. I had to go back to my civics class in high school where we did a mock trial. I was actually the defense lawyer, so it was kind of a weird foreshadowing of what would happen to me some 20 years later, 30 years later, actually. So there I was defending myself. I had pictures of where there were no signs that said you had to have your dog on leash anywhere where I was. And I had a map, and it was all admitted as Exhibit A, B, C, D, and all that. And the judge looked at all of it, and he actually agreed with me that the signs were confusing. But because when I saw the policeman, I put Basil back on his leash, they considered that an admission of guilt. I have no idea. If that's legal. He was the judge, and he said this. That was his ruling. I didn't know his opinion until the ruling, and at that point you can't rebut anything. It's been done, and the only way you can fight it is if you appeal, and that is a crazy long process. It doesn't really cost any money, except I'd have to keep going down to Fremont and submitting papers, and I'd probably have the same thing happen again with the next judge. So that was my whole fun, exciting court situation. Look who just walked in.
Hello, Michael Matthews. This is Madame Rootabega, and you are so guilty. You are guilty. How much did it cost?
$280.
$280? Oh my God!
Yeah, that's been the typical reaction. I tell people how much it costs for having a dog off leash here in the East Bay, and people explode. So, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, I think that judge, he should be disbanded.
Yeah, I think that you should go back and appeal, and you should do this over and over again, and you should never have a life, and dogs should be allowed off leash everywhere. Do you know that?
No, I don't think they should be off leash everywhere, but yeah, it was sort of a weird ruling. And the fact that both the policemen showed up to, give me all the grief. They don't have anything better to do? I was like, what? You're killing a fly with a sledgehammer. And I would be the fly in that scenario. So that was just strange. Let's put it all behind us. Move on, because I can't change it. If I could go back in time, isn't that a Cher song? If I could turn back the time, I would have maybe lied and said, oh, I just randomly put Basil on the leash because I was possessed by a spirit at the time. Maybe that would have worked. Do they still go with the possession of the devil defense? I don't know. So this is interesting. The month of April, that month that we just ended, several weeks ago, apparently it was record warm, record hot. Yet there is also a record large Antarctic ice sheet block thingy. This according to USA Today. While the globe simmered last month to its warmest April in 135 years of records, it actually tied with 2010. Antarctic sea ice was at its all-time largest April extent on record. In fact, Antarctic sea ice last month was measured at 3.47 million square miles, which was 21.6% above the long-term average. How can this be? After all, we've got the, vast glaciers of western Antarctica rapidly melting. And we're losing ice to the sea and almost certainly have passed the point of no return according to many scientists. Well, although they are related to each other, there's a difference between Antarctic sea ice, which freezes and melts with the seasons, and the Antarctic glacial ice that's melting due to global warming. This according to scientist Ted Scambos of the National Snow and Ice Data Center. It's the steady melting of the glacial ice in Antarctica that's expected to contribute to global sea level rise of 4 feet or more in the upcoming centuries. Overall, the amount and volume of ice in Antarctica depends on a complex relationship among air, water, wind, and ozone depletion, with both natural and man-made influences involved. A pair of studies in recent years posited that changing wind patterns were responsible for the expanding ice. As for April's global air temperatures, it marked the 38th consecutive April and 350th straight month with temperatures above the 20th century average. Temperatures were especially warm in Alaska, Europe, Northern Africa, and much of Asia. What do you think about that? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. So when they're going, well, there's more ice now, so people should stop. There's no such thing as climate change. Then what would you say to them? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section Emails from Email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We also have links to where to find us on iTunes. Subscribe to the show in iTunes, and you can rate and comment on the show there. That helps us out. More people find out about us if you do that. There's also the Facebook page. Like the Facebook page, and when I post a new show, share it with your friends so more people will find out about Mike's Daily Podcast. There's also a link to where to find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Yelp. We're on Mixcloud, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube. We're on Stitcher. And we've also got the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and buy something, which will be at a big discount because it's the deal of the day. And if you do that, that helps us out. There is also the blog and the daily podcast picture at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Into an interview.
I made a delicious Java chip. It's a Mike Matthews Chino.
Nice. Are you selling those now or something?
I give it away for free on Bandcamp.
So here's the deal. I'm looking for a sponsor for these guys. These delicious bad boys.
Oh.
I'm talking about your Mike Matthews Chino.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking first for the
There
podcast.
mushrooms in there or something? Guys, I am like on another planet right now.
These are flying off the shelves because of that. And Daniel G. Harmon is here along with Kai, Hillig, Anderson, Frederick the Third.
Yeah.
Kai Alfred Hillig is here.
All of those things, yeah.
And Brian is videotaping us.
Yep.
Hi from the 1970s where we used videotape.
Yeah.
It's another Dick
Beta.
Clark production.
This is coming out on beta.
You can listen on your hi-fi.
Yeah.
That's true. So tell me more about this tour.
Me?
It's written
Yeah,
right
quick.
there.
Oh, yeah.
I like that way. Tell me more about this tour. I'm incredibly interested to hear how it's going.
I just wrote the tour, so we
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
we touched on that the reason for the filming that you're hitting all these community places like the Portland Public Pub.
Yeah, the Oregon Public House, as Kai had mentioned, is a cool thing where they donate a portion of their money. You as a customer gets to select one of 5 charities where you want 7% of your tab to go to, which is pretty awesome.
Oh,
so we're playing all these weird places that kind of focus on community, and Kai and I have, forgive me for speaking about this, but Kai and I have been fans of each other's music, I hope, for a long time now. And
you're sitting so close to him. This would be
I
very
love you
awkward.
so much, but God, your music is awful.
Thank you.
Yeah. But our common denominator has always been Brian Jackson, and he's done publicity for both of us for a number of years, and put out 2 of my records with the Trouble Starts, and we've always wanted to kind of head out on the road together, and this was just a perfect opportunity for that to happen, because we're both kind of promoting new material. My band, the Trouble Starts, broke up. I'm kind of in the same place Kai is, where I'm like, getting back to basics as far as songwriting is concerned, and just sitting behind the guitar and like really hashing it out, and the timing worked out, so it's great. It's a long haul for. It's like 13 dates in 14 days, 1 day off kind of shit.
Wow, that's a dang.
Yeah.
And the West Coast and the Northwest is not like the East Coast. It's all the towns are far apart.
Yeah. Did either of you ever tour the East Coast?
No, I haven't. I haven't toured the East Coast.
I haven't either. I've done one-offs and played here and there along the East Coast, but I've never done a string of them. But I've done the UK, and it's always like 30 minutes to the next place.
Yeah. And
you're there.
And yesterday we drove for 12 and a half hours.
Yeah.
So
thank you, San Francisco Giants and Beta Breakers.
yeah, for keeping us in traffic for roughly 2 hours.
Yeah.
what do you guys do? What do you listen to do you listen to yourselves when you're
that's a funny story. Yesterday we actually listened to Kai's old band, Pistol for Paychecks record.
Yeah. It's my band from a decade ago.
But we listen to like comedy and stuff on the iPod, or
Well, we listened to Sun Kill Moon's new album yesterday, which was amazing.
the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Sun Kill Moon.
Yeah, Mark Kozlik from Red House Painters. It's his new project.
Oh,
It's brilliant.
I'll have to check that out.
He doesn't, like a lot of the songs on it, he doesn't even rhyme. He just is like storytelling just straight across
Right.
while he sings it. It's wonderful. It's really kind of refreshing.
Yeah. And
But you
also
could-
really depressing.
You guys rhyme really well, though.
We are rappers.
It's our only vice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you do it so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I want to eat some
Rice?
pudding.
Oh, curveball.
Rice pudding.
Oh, fair. There you go.
Bill Cosby.
You see, Rudy, the thing is, the kids don't understand the jazz.
How many of you how many impressions do you guys do?
He does many of them really, really poorly.
Oh, yeah. All of them, I would say.
I have a drunk girl impression.
That's hilarious.
Oh!
I think she should. I thought I heard her coming down the stairs.
She fell.
Oh, she
no,
fell.
she's dead. She died at the bottom of the stairs. Now I won't be able to do the impression.
Oh.
What a horrible, horrible, tragic day this is.
But her friend, who's exactly like her, just walked in the door.
Oh, but she has to clean up the remains.
I had that girl on the BART last night when I came back from the Vortex room heading back to Podcaster Valley.
Yeah, he emailed me. He was like, "Yeah, so the BART was full of piss and or whatever vomit from." Yeah,
I walked onto a car and I'm like, "Oh, nobody's on this car. This is going to be great. I can get a seat."
Yeah,
and it was a river in the middle of the BART of just fluids.
Oh, no.
So I got out. The weird thing, what really disturbs me, is there were some people still sitting in that car. Like, oh, this is San Francisco. I'm used to it.
Exactly.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
And,
No, thank you.
Giants games, man.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yep.
It's
They always end in tears.
Do you enjoy baseball in the Seattle
Yeah, totally. Sophia and my
baseball people?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I went to the home opener about a month ago. It was hot and super boring, and we lost, I think. But
hot in Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle has beautiful weather one day a year, and that was the day. Our summer was in April.
Doesn't that have a view of the bay?
Kind of. The stadium where the Sounders and the Seahawks play has a view of all of downtown, and I go to a lot of Seattle Sounders games.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like sports. I used to get beat up by jocks a lot in high school, so I wrote off sports for like 10 years.
I'm currently writing off sports.
But what happened to me was
it's been a lifelong thing.
I started to embrace them because whenever I go to shows or listen to music, I feel anxious and like I'm working, you know? Like, oh God, I have to write better songs than this person, or oh, I have to talk to this person or whatever. But I can go to like a basketball or a football game and be like, I'll never be this person. And I don't know any of these people. So it's a weird competition thing for me.
Huh. So you find it a settling place.
Totally. Yeah.
And I met your girlfriend last night. Yowza.
No joke, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. She has to shave like her face and that's mostly a wig, but she pulls it off in a very convincing way.
Her wig?
Are you talking about Carletta?
Oh, no, I was actually talking about Brian.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Were we talking about somebody else?
Oh yeah, who was the female that sang the?
Kai.
That's a guy.
Yeah.
That's my friend Randy Walker, who performs as a character named Carletta Sucre.
What a voice!
Yeah, he's incredible. I played with him down in Tacoma like 3 months ago, and my brain exploded. And once I Humpty Dumpty'd my brain back together.
Once you did trauma cleanup,
I was like, let's make plans. And so that's why we end up in San Francisco, the Vortex Room, is because we got Randy kind of set us up to play a show with him.
And who was playing guitar? Because it was that kind of echoey, what's the term, like surf guitar kind of feel?
Lots of reverb.
Yeah. And in her voice, and she's so, dang, how do you describe that voice? Just
I would show tuney.
It's show tuney, but in like the most wonderful way, and it doesn't seem cheap or kind of like hokey at all. Somehow.
Yeah, it was really sad when she's singing about her mom.
Yeah,
and the blue Kentucky girl
thought she was Loretta Lynn.
Yeah,
yeah. No, he's actually a really wonderful songwriter. He has some really kind of funny, kind of cutting lyrics that I really enjoy.
And the one about the love song, the narcissistic, apocalyptic,
circumcistic love song.
Song.
Yeah, no, yeah, He's got a pretty good, interesting catalog. So yeah, it's kind of. I as soon as I saw him, I bought all of his CDs, so I know all the songs.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for exposing me to that.
We are happy to expose ourselves
to new artists.
You're welcome.
We're having an earthquake right now.
Yeah, on the mic. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Listen, you quit manhandling the mic stand.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The drunk woman. I tried to say to the drunk, just talk to her last night on the BART and said, hey, this BART is really late. You know, just sort of, because I'm single and, I just feel like talking to people now, right? Because you're single, whatever. And she said, you stay away from me. I have a black belt. And I don't know what caused that. I was several feet away from her. I don't know.
Crazy. Imagine like you approach her because she drops something. Like, ma'am, you dropped it. She's like, you can't have me. I'll kill you. You're like, fine. All right, you don't want your watch back or whatever.
Yeah, I was tense.
That's a pretty extreme reaction to just saying hello.
Maybe she meant she was actually wearing a black belt.
Oh. Did you look?
Yeah,
She-
you
I
could have
don't
taken
think
it
she
the
had
wrong way, dude.
She had nice legs. What would be a song we can play that you have, Daniel G. Harmon?
Why don't we play something like...
They were really strong, muscular. She must work out legs, unlike my hairy.
Well, it's
rag.
glad that you heeded her warnings.
Yeah.
That one of
You
those
just
have
try
your
to follow her to her car and
could have
get
hit me in the
attacked
face.
in some fashion. We
Yeah.
don't want that for you.
I try to listen to people. What did you say?
You still have your teeth today. She
Yeah.
didn't kick him in. Yeah.
One of these teeth is bionic.
Nice. Well, I don't know what song we played last time. We might have... Did we play It's Fine, It's Fine last time?
Yes, the one about
San
San
Francisco?
Francisco and
Yeah.
bets are off.
Yeah, so why don't we do something off the new Westroy Sessions? Westroy Sessions Volume 3. You can get it at thetroublestarts.bandcamp.com for free. Why don't you play This Is How Your Hell Will Sound?
This is how your hell will sound.
Yep.
All right, let's play. What was the inspiration for this one?
My neighbor... did you and I have this conversation about how my neighbor got the apartment manager to ban all musical instruments?
No, this
Yeah.
I would remember this story.
This happened recently, so I can officially no longer play guitar or do anything in my apartment.
What a
She is a...
oh my gosh!
Yeah, so I wrote this little thing for her.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's listen to it now. It's Daniel G. Harmon being joined by, he's sitting on the couch with ALFRED HILLIG. And we're speaking to both of these amazing songwriters here. And let's listen to This Is How Your Hell Will Sound on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yay!
I'm speaking with Kai Alfred Hillig and Daniel G. Harmon. They are both big fans of three parts names mentioned. I'm thinking of that too because I'm just Mike Matthews, but there's a million Mike Matthewses on the internet.
Mike effing Matthews.
Thank you. That's what I should do because my middle name's Harold. I was going to go, but that'd be like Michael H. I was going to say just H.
If you have three names, you have to either be a songwriter or a serial killer. So you get to pick which one.
Luckily, we have both of those things covered.
Yes, we do.
Oh, crap. Where did I hide the gun?
Where's your beverage?
Yeah. Oh, goodbye, Cruel. This is the last podcast I'll do because of the serial killers here. Daniel G. Harmon's going to do a song for us called Forever Ever, which is one word.
Forever Ever, one word, yeah.
And
Wait,
what
the song is called Forever Ever,
Forever,
one word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to my music or looked at my website?
I'm just wondering why you would put one word into a title.
Why? Because I need to have more
I'm being
than
an
one.
idiot. Continue.
This is my segment.
Please, don't let me interrupt.
What do you want to know, dude?
Oh, I want to know, where'd you get those awesome tattoos? And Brian, the guy that's filming all this, he's got amazing tattoos, too.
We do each other's.
Oh.
When we were cellmates.
Simultaneously.
When we were cellmates, we did it
Oh.
together.
Cellmates.
Yeah.
Are you guys soulmates?
And
We are S-hole mates.
Okay. Thank you.
it's been a long tour. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's a long 5 days.
It's been a long 5 days.
All right, and then the song is actually written about Brian Forever.
It is, yeah. This song is about how Brian stole my heart in high school and how I had to move to Croatia to get away from
The pain
and the internet connection because I was seeing all of these pictures on MySpace of him and his new love, and I just couldn't handle it. So that's what this song's about.
Oh, this is so sad. Okay. But you guys both have awesome tattoos. I bet there's great stories about them, and we could hear those maybe online or see them.
There aren't any stories. It's like me walking past a place and being like, I'm wasted. I need to get a tattoo. And then opening the book and being like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And I go with my drunk friend usually. This girl I hang out with all the time.
Oh, the drunk girl
she has amazing tattoos.
It's too bad. Maybe you'll get one to memorialize her passing.
Kai's just not going to do this impression. I am not a little puppet on a string.
I won't dance for you. I will not
Dance, my
entertain your
little
audience.
puppet.
That's Mike's job.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm
His
your performer.
podcast.
I'm the little puppet.
This is not Kai's daily podcast.
No.
This is Mike's.
I'm
daily
your puppet.
podcast.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Okay, this is Daniel G. Harmon, Forever Ever. Where can they find this song?
This is on my Bandcamp. It's, I believe, on Volume 1 of the Westroy Sessions. So thetroublestarts.bandcamp.com, and you can get everything you'd ever want. Most of it is for free.
Yay! And Kai Alfred Hillig stuff at kaialfredhillig.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm. Or at sweetsweetbootyjuice.com. Real website.
Here's Daniel singing for us now live through the magic of pre-recordedness. But here at The Last Place on Earth with Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yay!
7 holes, 7 different souls, sick of planning, so alone. So I'm broken to the bone. Wasted friend, we sat in Terry home. Listen close, it's almost far gone. It's almost far gone. Wait up, wait up. Wait up, wait up. It's something tragic for us. Found you treading on your own. Secret trials and foreign homes. All alone. This place is overgrown. And you can't run. It knows the places that you go. Come on, no. Listen to your own. To your own. Wait up, wait up. Wait up, wait
Daniel G. Harmon, as we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. A big thank you to him and Kai Alfred Hillig They performed live here at the last place on earth, and they are the first musicians to do so. So thank you, and you guys are awesome. Good luck with the continued tour, and I am going to have a 3-name soon.
And here's today's podcast picture.
When I went to the Vortex Room to see them perform in San Francisco on Saturday night, I was caught by Brian Jackson on video of myself drinking martinis. And you see me drinking one there, and I think I was having a discussion with someone and boring the crap out of them. And you can see that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-MUSIC-5-20-14, taken there in the very cool, swanky Vortex Room. You know, I also have this video on my Facebook page. It's actually at Mike's Daily Podcast, the Facebook page, which would be facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. Brian Jackson posted a short little 40-second video of the highlights of what happened here when we were recording that interview that you just heard. So you can check that out at facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast.
Micronational items have just reconstructed, and now I can talk to you again. I blew up when you told me the amount of money you had to pay for that off-leash fee. That fine, so terrible. Ooh!
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It was $286. There were $6 added because I paid with my credit card, and there was an online processing fee.
What?
Yeah, it's expensive to live in the Bay Area, apparently. Did you know that? Tomorrow, I have an interview, a new one with TERRY ASHKINOS of the band El Terrible. Plus, we'll hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
That's the story of my life.